I have another video for you. I'm going all over the place in time. This one is from January 26th of this year, 2010. Guess it's the first one, written at 4 a.m. The day was 10 ahau, or Lord, or light. I am 1% of me, it is called. What is real? What is? Prime Creator, you know I am open to whatever is. Please enlighten me continually. Keep bringing me closer and closer to you. I cannot help but want and desire this. My heart beats strong within me. My vital juices flow Godward. My whole being sings with the song of yearning for reunification. I know now that this physical manifestation is but the merest bit, probably no more than 1% of my soul being. Much, much more of that which I am rises higher, finds its life and manifestation in other and more rarefied regions of vibration. I have met up with bits and parts of it, or rather, have met up with it for bits and small parts of time along the way of living. I met briefly with my sleeping self lately and found her quite God-conscious and engaged in active work and in service to light. I have met myself too in suns and crystals and galaxies, my fully God-realized self. I've decided that life is a quite intentional game of peekaboo that we play with the divine. Like any good game of peekaboo, there are no losers, only winners. Being that it's with the divine, however, it had to be divinely elaborate. And so we have creation, the cosmos. It is really just us, though, all of it. There is no place in it where we are not. We have just yet to recognize ourself in all of them, however. That is swiftly oncoming now, as it has been for decades, but now it is speeding up tremendously. What great fun this is! Like any good roller coaster ride, it has some scary parts, but you adapt to them and finally even find a certain joy in them. We are so firmly held in the loving hand outstretched of divinity, and that begins to show through, to bleed through the matrix, as it were. It becomes harder and harder to be scared until fear drops away entirely and you relax into the master's hand. It is all so very funny, though, for you eventually find out that that hand is your own. As we rise up and step within into our oneness, we begin to realize ourself everywhere, in everything. There is nowhere we can go where we are not there already before we ever set out on the journey. It gets hilarious, this peekaboo that we're playing with ourselves. We begin to relax back into it, and that's when it can really accelerate, when the real fun begins in earnest. Once we can let go and enter into that trust relationship, and this is unique to each one of us, time goes into hyperdrive. Space disappears as a boundary or limitation, and we enter the magical kingdom in earnest. Divinity's love is gentle and considerate, awaiting our full acceptance before shifting into high gear. And the universe is truly and totally composed of love. What's funny too is that we are also playing peekaboo with ourself all across time-space. Our incarnations are really happening now, and we begin to be able to pop in and out of them, eventually somewhat at will. Time is simultaneous. We wear forms so different and diverse that we do not always find ourselves even in this solar system or galaxy. Often we do, however, only being separated out from our current manifestation by the varying parallel dimensions, yet occupying what amounts to the same space with Earth. Will the wonders and amazements never cease? I don't think so. Rather, they seem to accelerate. Everything being both made of light and connected by quantum entanglement, which is just science's current tag for the divinity that comprises the reality of our union, our oneness, we can have pretty much anything we want. This mixes people up when they hear it, though, for most are still resident in their head instead of the heart. The cosmos is an entirely different place when perceived from the head, which tries to enforce its logic and sense upon life, quite unsuccessfully. When told she can have anything she wants, people often desire money or riches, which are quite worthless. Gold and dollars can neither feed nor clothe you, nor can they even house you, unless one would construct a house entirely of gold. It may be beautiful, but it has no intrinsic worth to man, being instead used only indirectly to procure those things of worth and real necessity. Money is an abstract creation born of mind, quite worthless in and of itself, even harmful. Ask the man who is in heart what he wants, however, and you will get quite a different answer. If he is truly in heart, his deep desire is to be, first, of service to life, and, second, connected in full union with divinity or light, source, whatever one calls it, for it all amounts to the same. All life has this drive for union with divinity quite built in, right down to the cells and atoms, which are also conscious. And so we see the contrast in those things that are of no direct use whatsoever, desired by the one centered in the mind, versus those of almost infinite worth, desired by he who is in heart. What is the difference? Vision, for one thing, for their perspectives on life, even their very definition of it, vary extremely. On the one hand, it's simple. On the other, I have no simple answers. Oh well, that's the joy of the game, to never know the outcome very far ahead, or it will ruin the fun. So, let us simply decide to enjoy the game. Even that simple decision can be a real life changer.